My deepest desire is that this channel would inspire you to find more efficient, less expensive ways for you to build your cars. It's a Talk About It Tuesday. That's our subject today. I'm Mike. This is Mykars Shop. It's hard to make decisions if you don't know the options, and that's one of my desires here on this channel, is to present you with options that you may have not thought of before, or ouch, you may have never seen before. If you've been around the channel for any length of time, you know that we tend to do things way outside the box, and our motto is, why in the world would I buy something if I could make it? Now, that's not for everybody, and I know that, because there's always the balance between what you spend in money and what you spend in time and all of that. But the reality is, most of us are on pretty limited budgets when it comes to doing projects like this 1970 Dodge Challenger. And we've only got $3,000 in this entire car, and it's just about ready to be driving. I mean, we have almost everything except the hood, the front grille, and the front bumper. It can be done if you're willing to think outside the box. So if you come to my channel for the entertainment value, I think that's great. I can be rather entertaining and serve as a great example of what you should probably never do. But I also think that I present some ideas that can make you go, huh, I hadn't thought of that before, or I didn't know you could do that. In fact, I know that there are viewers on the channel here who've been here for a long time who have tackled some projects in ways they didn't think they were going to be able to, because they thought they had to spend big money on parts, and they found with a little ingenuity and a vise and a hammer, maybe a sheet metal brake, they could make some stuff they never thought they could. Remember, the goal here is not to make it perfect, it's to make it done. And to that end, our motto is make it safe, make it done, and have fun. That's what it's all about when it comes right down to it, isn't it? It's amazing what you can do if you're a scrounge. As my buddy Chris says, if you just look around at what's laying at your feet, it's amazing what you can come up with. Bend your stiff neck and swallow your pride and pick that thing up, or stop that car and grab that thing that's on the side of the road at trash night. That's how we get a lot of our sheet metal here, is we find old shelves and file cabinets and all kind of stuff that we're just not afraid to swallow our pride and pick up. And we save hundreds and hundreds, albeit even thousands of dollars, because we're not buying a lot of sheet metal for any of the projects that we're doing. That's thinking differently, opening up your mind to the possibilities. The second thing is confronting mindset. Sometimes we get stalled on a project like this Stitches Challenger because we think we have to have everything that we need to get it done. And if we're lacking that part or this part and we don't have the funds to buy it, we just wait. And I'm saying, with some strategic planning, you can prevent the redo, or even more, prevent the stall by planning ahead. So for example, we put in the channel viewer donated upper control arms and lower control arm polyurethane bushings, and we were lacking the strut rod bushing. I knew, matter of fact, those are ordered now, I knew that I really wanted to get those parts done and buttoned up so that we could get the torsion bar in, so that we are locking down that part of the project. Okay? Now, other things that we will need to probably do is some wheel bearings and some ball joints and brake calipers and other things like that. Those are all easy do's when the car is off of the rotisserie, but doing those control arm bushings and other things deep inside, that's a hard do. So I'm trying to balance out, okay, if I had to, I don't have to change ball joints, but for example, if I put a bad ball joint on, that's a 20-minute job to change a ball joint on one of these cars. It's not a big deal. But to put in some lower control arm bushings, that's a several-hour ordeal. So I want to present you mindsets and thoughts that say, what can I do that's going to save me a lot of time redoing later, but what makes sense from a budgeting standpoint to just stall on and move forward with what we have, because it's an easy thing to do later. Again, challenging the way that you think. Another thing that I want to challenge is the keeping up with the cool kids mindset. Let's face it, half the stuff that we see on YouTube and on social media is a huge measuring contest. Guys, don't fall for that crap. I mean, really, make it so that you're happy with it. At the end of the day, it's your car. You're the one that has to enjoy it. If somebody else doesn't approve of the way you do something, who cares? It's your car. Enjoy it the way you want to enjoy it. That whole thing about comparing ourselves to the finished cars on YouTube or the finished cars at the car show or whatever, it's all a bunch of hooey. And the reality is a lot of this stuff, we do it to the best of our skill level now, and it's not like it's unheard of as we develop more skills to maybe go back and redo something, which kind of counters what I just said, but it's true. There's been things in the past that I've done, I go, I probably should consider going back and doing that different. Now, my mindset is that project is that project. I let that stand as a hallmark for that particular time of my life. I'm going to apply what I learned on the next project. But again, we're presenting all of those different mindsets because I really want to be here as an encourager for you to keep moving forward on your projects to the best of your ability with the time, resources, and wealth or money that you currently have. Let's face it, we all hit those emotional walls where we get stuck. That's what I want to be here for, to help you get unstuck in the places you're stuck, to give you that little nudge, that little bit of encouragement that says, look, it may not be done perfectly, but that doesn't mean it's not done and it's not safe. Just go ahead and move forward with what you have. We can ball ourselves up with perfection, and remember that most of the time, perfection is the enemy of completion. What's more important, getting it perfect or getting it done? You can't drive it when it's sitting in your shop incompleted, but when it's together and it's safe and it's done, you're having fun. That's what it's all about. It's no fun looking at a project that's nothing but a discouragement to you. It's one of the reasons why I have structured my channel more about spending the day in the shop with me than it is about project-based content. Yes, we could spend all of our time doing 5 or 7 days of filming on the Stitches Challenger and show massive amounts of progress, but I don't think that really helps you understand the day-to-day grind of taking those little bites in the shop. Is the content as sexy? Probably not, but the reality is I think most of us get discouraged thinking about everything we have to do when we see these people on TV or on YouTube or wherever, and they slam these cars out in a few episodes and we think, I could never do that. Well, of course you could never do that. That's unrealistic, and I want to present a real world view of the day-to-day grind of a one guy, 90% of the time here in the shop working on 14 projects and moving forward on them. This thing's almost ready to come off of the rotisserie. We got a little fabrication work to do in the rear, and then we can put the rear end in the car and let it down off of the rotisserie. That's a huge step forward, and we got there by little bites, relentless little bites, never giving up, never surrendering. If you're stalled on your project because I need fill in the blank, I will challenge that and say, okay, maybe you do. Set that aside. What can you do right now that you have on your project? On projects of this magnitude, there's always something that you can be doing when you don't have what you need. I mean, for most of us, it's we need to buy this thing and we don't have the funds to be able to do that. Well, that doesn't have to stop you from forward motion because we can set that one thing aside and go do that other thing. Full disclosure, I haven't had the funds to fill my argon tank for my MIG welder. So I didn't let that stop me. I went ahead and got all the front suspension done on this car because I had almost everything to do it except for those bushings, and those are not very expensive, so I ordered those today. There's always something you can do if you're willing to think differently, look at the big picture. I mean, we could always pull out a fender and work on that, and we have. We could pull out a door and work on that. We've got a motor. I've got a 4-speed transmission back there that needs to be reassembled. We got all kinds of stuff we can do that has to be done on the project, even if we don't have what we need right now. That's the little bite philosophy. That's what it's all about when you spend the day here with me in the shop. It may not be the sexy stuff, but it's the real world stuff. That's what it's all about. And I pretty much guarantee it's like that in your shop too. Remember, around here we say, this isn't a show, it's a shop. And I want you to come and hang out with me here in the shop and work on whatever we're doing so that you can go back to your shop and find the motivation and the energy and a mindset shift to say, yes, I get it. If I accomplish 1 square inch on this car, that's 1 square inch I never have to touch again. And the entire project is made up of square inches, and every time one's done, we're 1 step closer to completion. That's what it's all about. So, how can I help you get across the finish line? Drop it down there in the comments. What do you find yourself stuck on? What videos would you like me to do that might be an encouragement, whether it's hands-on or just a motivational video like our Talk About It Tuesdays? That's what I want to hear from you. I'll keep doing what I do. Spread the word, tell other people about what we're really all about here. It's not just about the 39 pickup and the 70 Challenger and the 70 Duster and the 26 Oakland and the other 9 projects that we're doing here in the shop. Just me, just one guy. If I can do it, you can do it too. Mindset shifts move us forward in big ways. The moment you say you can't, you won't. And I want you to say, I can. I can do this. If that dipstick on MKS can do it, anybody can. All right, that's going to do it for this one. We do have channel memberships here for as little as $5 a month. You get access to all kinds of other content that the public doesn't see, plus members-only posts and all kinds of special things that I offer for members, as well as what YouTube offers. I appreciate you being here. Like, share, subscribe, spread the word. I appreciate you being here in mykars shop. Yes, it's mykars shop. mykars shop. Get it? All right, we'll catch you on the next one. And don't forget, it is the most important thing here.